everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great morning. So, I'm waking up this morning and I've done a couple of things. Fed Booger and Blackie because she was outside wanting her breakfast. And last night, Chantal did a very, very, very late night live. It was around like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock when she went live. And I'm like, you got to be joking. You've really got to be joking. She's going live this late. Although I do understand the time difference in Thailand is different than over here in the States, but still, it's like she knows the time difference, and yet she's going to go live extremely late, knowing that people are going to be asleep and in bed, but she doesn't care because she's in Thailand and she's bored. So she went late live or live late, and it was as you would expect. She's still sick. I was actually peeking at the live. I had a couple of things going on. I was multitasking and I was just watching it. I had the sound off. I was talking to other people at the time. And I'm like, why does she have her mask on in her room? Is somebody in the room with her? And apparently, I guess somebody was. A housekeeper came in to clean up, and Chantal put her mask on. Which, thank you for doing that, Chantal. If you have a cold, a flu, or something worse than a cold and a flu, no one needs to be catching it from you. So essentially, she just goes live anymore to combat boredom. It's not about, I'm going to come on camera and be at my best and entertain my subs. Essentially, she's coming on live to have the subs entertain her and to keep her company. So that's where we're at with Shantal in Thailand. Season 3 is supposed to be lit, but I'm not feeling it yet. I'm not seeing it yet. So it's like, when's that going to happen? Is it going to be lit when she leaves Salah or she admits that Salah is gone? Is that when things start to pick up? I don't know. She's currently on a live right now called French Food in Thailand. And it looks about the same as the live that we're about to review. I didn't really get a chance to watch a lot of the live before reacting to it, but from the clips that I've seen on Twitter, like people keep saying like she said a bunch of things in this live. So I'm going to be looking for those pieces of gold in all the dirt. All right. So we're going to go to Twitter and check out all kinds of stuff on Twitter because I love all you people on Twitter. You guys capture all the good stuff. We're going to start there first because I know some of you that are my subs. You're like, I don't have Twitter. I don't want Twitter. Twitter is like the Wild West. And you're right. It is. You know, things can get crazy on Twitter, although there is a lot of good stuff on Twitter, believe it or not. You just got to know where to look. And I try to include the good stuff in with the Shantal stuff, you know, just kind of break it up. So for those of you that are on Twitter, that you would like to follow me on Twitter, here's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. So let's start here with Fondue Pondu saying, Towel Watch 2024, Dirty B still hasn't used the bottom towel the whole time she's been there. So this screenshot is from the current live that she's on that she hasn't completed yet. She's on this live right now, French Food in Bangkok. And yeah, people are clocking that towel that's directly behind her. She's been in Thailand for 2 weeks, and those towels have not been used. So Chantal has not taken a shower or a bath in 2 weeks. Girl, why? What is wrong with you? You have access to a shower or a bathtub and you're not using it. And it makes no sense to me because you are sick right now. And a shower or a hot bath would make you feel better. You know, if you feel sick, yeah, you may not have a lot of energy to do much in the shower, but the hot water, if you got phlegm in your throat, it breaks it up. It helps to clear your sinuses out when you get in all that steam. So why wouldn't you make use of a shower? Especially if you're ill. You get out, you feel clean, your sinuses in your head and your chest feel better. But no, not you. We're going to avoid something that might make you feel a little bit healthy. Tracy Lee says, ma'am, what is that thing you call the hand? And why does it look the way it does? Okay, so I want to show you guys something. Let's blow up this picture. You guys can see Shantal's hand, right? How big her fingers are, how swollen her hand is. She is 5 feet tall, over 500 pounds. Shantal and I were both shorties. We're both petite. If she weren't hundreds and hundreds of pounds overweight, she would be very short and very petite, like I am right now. So look at her hand compared to my hand. This is what her hand is supposed to look like. You know, I'm little, okay? I've got a tiny wrist. Because my wrist is so tiny, it's hard for me to find bracelets and watches and stuff for me to fit. That's what her arm and her hand is supposed to look like. It's not supposed to be that doggone big. She's 5 feet tall, 500 plus pounds. I'm 5'3", about 120 pounds. This is what her wrist and arm and hand are supposed to look like. If it looks like that, that's not good. That's not good. Nope. All right. Mrs. Robinson says she's high as F doing goth makeup and saying her eyes are so pink because of her allergies. Sure, Jan. Sure. They're pink because of your allergies. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, but if your eyes are irritated from, say, allergies or pink eye, could you or would you put makeup on your eye? Should you put makeup on your eye? Because all that's going to do is irritate your eyeball and make it feel all burny and stingy and irritating. You don't want to put any makeup on your eyes if something is going on that's making them irritated, especially pink eye, because that hurts. That really, really hurts. So the whole thing of her putting makeup on, for those that weren't around during the crackhead Olympic days, if you're not familiar with her patterns and her habits and the things she does when she gets high, back in the day, when Shantal would get extremely high or just be bored and not know what to do with herself, to pass the time, to give herself something to do, she would put her makeup on for no random reason. Even though she wasn't going anywhere, she would just decide, you know what, I need my makeup on. So here she is putting her makeup on, even though her eyes look extremely pink and irritated. And that is the last thing she should be doing. But this is what she does when she's under the influence of edibles. And for some reason, edibles mean put your makeup on. Okay, Fondue Pondu says, getting all dressed up to go to bed. Hi, AF. What an exciting life of a bedbound newlywed. Yeah, we're all jealous of your life, Shantal. I mean, I'll freely admit I am so jealous of you. I really want your life. I don't want the life that I have, Shantal. I mean, I've got to go out and do a bike ride within an hour or two. You know that? And I'm going to be riding on that bike and feeling the blood pumping and smelling the air and hearing the birds and just getting out there in the sunshine. I don't want none of that. No, I'd much rather be holed up in a hotel room, bored with nobody to talk to. Girl, you got the life that I wish I had. You know I'm lying, right? Okay, Perfectly Imperfect says Foodie Beauty's totally not bothered by the nickname Flobby Bobby. Let's watch.
Bobby. It doesn't even remind you guys are friggin'. You guys are so quick and inventive with your nicknames for things.
Oh, you mean like how we call your apron Gunther? And we talk about the Sugarfoot? Do you know why we come up with these names, Shantal? Do you know why we try to insert humor in the situation, even if it's in a sarcastic way, because it helps to lighten the mood? You have to admit, I mean, you are you. You're in the fire. You're not outside the fire looking at you. So because you're in the fire and you don't have that outside perspective, you don't understand that sometimes watching you, it can get rather dark and depressing and concerning and alarming. And so, to keep the mood light, we insert bits of humor. So, yeah, we'll come up with names for different things, trying to make the situation humorous when at the same time you're trying to pull everybody onto a dark path. You know, you're insisting on coming on camera, eating yourself into oblivion, and it's got a kind of a darker, more ominous vibe.
Except for like me, I find people come up with stupid names. Remember when people used to call me Flobby Bobby? It doesn't
Well,
even.
what about you and your creativity? You know, you talking about FFG saying she's an egg on legs. Oh, the creativity it took to come up with that. Mm.
Remotely similar to Foodie Beauty. So stupid. And what does a Bobby mean? What? Who cares? Like, what? How is that insulting? So dumb. Wallah. Ooh, yeah, I'm so insulted. You called me
Well,
Bobby.
you know what, Chantal? If it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother you. If it doesn't bother you, why remark on it? I mean, you're totally living the life that we all wish we could live. You're over in Thailand and your life is so exciting. If your life were exciting, why aren't you out living it and not paying attention to what we say?
You're about to. Yes, that's the best feeling, Melly. Enjoy.
I
Isn't that
mean, who wants to go to Thailand and sit in a room and do nothing? Anybody? Like anyone? No? No, I think if we all went to Thailand, we'd be out doing the beach thing and the explore thing and the touristy thing in a respectful way and enjoying the food and the people. I mean, it is called the land of smiles, not foodie. All the beauty outside her door, and she could care less. She could care absolutely less. So thank you for posting that perfectly imperfect. Uh, Kelly says, I'm just going to leave this here. Okay, let's watch.
baby deleted that fast? I was just laying down to say I can't wait for Jordy to react to this. What are you gonna wait for? A guy with glasses?
Oh, thank you, Kelly. This is so good. This is so good. So she was making fun of Jordy and trying to use sexual identity as kind of an insult, which is ridiculous because she once upon a time claimed to be a bisexual woman and she did this during Pride Week. But now she's going after Jordy's appearance. She's really going to go for Jordy. Shantal, there's a song out called Shapes that's about you. If you don't pay attention to your health, if you don't slow down with the eating, you're going to go from shapes to shape, one shape. So, oh Lordy, as Jordy said, small PP.
Anyway, I'll take small PP over receding hairline.
Is that an admission that Salah is kind of on the smaller side, Chantal? It kind of sounds like it. And there's Chantal. Uh, those of us that have been around a while, we know that she has to deal with pattern baldness. She dealt with that for quite a while. For a long time, she used hair fibers and then wigs. And then she just ditched the wigs and the hair fibers altogether. And then she just started shaving her head. She's been telling us that she's got long, luscious locks underneath the hijab. But everything I've seen is she keeps her head shaved.
Geeky glasses, sunglasses from the 90s.
Yeah, I love this. Somebody is dragging her without saying a word. I love this, Kelly. All the insults that she's throwing at Jordy pertain to her. You know what, though, Chantal? You trying to insult old Lordy and Shorty, talking about his glasses. I'm sure his glasses don't leave indentations on his cheeks, girl. I don't think that's happening.
Actually, isn't Jordy gay?
We've already covered this yesterday.
I'm bisexual. I'm coming out today. I'm gonna have a coming out party and drink Jordy. Be turdy.
So this is why Shantal hates Girl World. This is one of the reasons why she hates Girl World, because Girl World, a lot of us have been around for a long time. We've been around for years. We have the receipts. And you guys just saw an example of why we keep the receipts, why it's important to keep receipts, why it's important to go seek out the receipts. And she hates us pulling them out, because every time we do, we show what a liar she is, how she contradicts herself, how she tries to change the narrative. She does not like that. She wants the ability to change the narrative as she sees fit and get away with it. And with Girl World, she can't get away with it. We won't let her. Queen of WTF says, living her best life. High, laying in bed, eating brownies. Oh, is that what she's doing? She's eating freaking brownies? Who sent her the brownies? Who did that? Fondue Pondu says, Foodie Beauty, honey, if you think you were the only one who got that picture, you are a blind blankety blank. What's this? So this, I guess, is a screenshot of the chat saying, babe, I sent you the Bach mail. I think he's trying to spell blackmail. What blackmail picture? Who is blackmailing him? Is he talking about the picture of his privates, or was there something else? Because somebody did post a comment about 48 hours ago that they had to come clean with something, or the information that they had, or something that they had to be exposed on the kiwi farms. That could have been a troll. That could have been something. But everybody's been wondering, is that for real? Is it a troll? But what blackmail picture is he talking about? I don't get it. I've seen the picture of Salah's tool. All I'm going to say is the size of his tool, there's plenty of room in the toolbox. All right. So moving on. This is from Fat Cow Chronics. Dear Foodie Beauty, a well thought out rebuttal, very eloquently put. I, for one, am totally convinced. Really? What did she have to say? Is she talking about you, Fat Cow? See, this is how you know that Foodie is paying attention to everybody. If there's any new channels out there, clip channels, reaction channels, anybody having commentary on Shantal's going to find out about them in short order and have something to say. So Fat Cow Chronicles has been putting out some very precise videos on Shantal, giving lots of information, and Shantal's been hating it. So let's watch the clip.
But one was like, why I would be the perfect romance scam victim. And it's like, how? Where have I been romance scammed in my life? Romance scamming is, have you ever watched Social Catfish? These people, who have I sent thousands of dollars, even hundreds of dollars to? Like, besides the friggin' swordfish, you know that already. But like, a romance scam is the person never sees the person. They're always being scammed into sending money by a catfish. So how am I? I'm not stupid. So no, you're wrong about me. That's what pisses me off. People can just tell lies about you. Like,
for the record, I think the scam went both ways. I don't think this is a normal case of a romance scammer going after a woman and she's a victim and she's totally helpless. I think the scam went both ways. I think that Salah started talking to her, but Shantal baited the hook very well. I'm absolutely 1,000,000% certain she talked about her channel. She showed off her subscribers. Maybe she talked about her money. I mean, scammers know what other scammers are looking for, what appeals to them. So she immediately baited the golden hook with Look at me, I've got a big channel and I'm making all kinds of money, which means I can give you money, I can send you money, I can support you. She knew all of these things would be attractive to Salah. So she threw that hook in the water at the same time that he was trying to hook her as well. And they both played the long con on each other. And why do I say that Shantal did it as well as he did it to her? Because Fat Cow Chronicles, the video that you put together about how romance scams work, that was so well done. Incredibly well done. Just laying it all out, like how the scammers work. How does it pertain to Shantal? How does it go the other way? Because she did the long con too. Like she was talking to Salah and she was throwing it out there, all the money she had, and she made sure to never let him fully see her. She lied about herself, portraying herself as, I'm just slightly overweight, but I can lose weight. Salah did say that when he met her, finally, that she was shorter than what she said she was. I feel that when they were talking, she only sent filtered pictures. And when she FaceTimed with him, she did it through her phone with all those filters. So he only saw her through the lens. And she did not let him see her through, a real life lens until she gave up being at the villa with Pete and the cats, and she flew over to Kuwait. She kept it hidden until the very, 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 very last second. And she kind of turned the tables on the romance scammer, because the way a lot of them work, they will talk to you and they'll reel you in slowly, and then they'll get the money, and then they'll cut you loose, and you'll never have a chance to meet them. In Shantal's case, she made sure to have him on lock. She made sure to fly all the way over there so that he couldn't escape her. So I think they played different versions of the long con on each other. I also have another opinion about the whole situation with Kuwait. I feel like the first time she went to Kuwait, it was only supposed to be a temporary thing, like a fantasy role play thing. Something to make Nader jealous. Something to get back at him. She had this fantasy of, I want to know what it's like to be a wife. I want to know what it's like to have an attractive husband. I'm not going to work on myself and go about it the usual organic way. I just want to role play with this person. So that was Salah's purpose, was to role play, to show her around Kuwait, to act as if he were her husband on camera for the sake of YouTube and be part of her content. But it was only supposed to be a temporary thing for the 3 months. And it was supposed to end when she got back to Canada. She decided to keep it going. And so many times I feel whatever contract, whatever agreement they have with each other, it's had to have been renegotiated. And every single time there's another negotiation, another agreement, Shantal has to offer up more and more and more and more to keep him interested. More money, more gifts. She started out getting him the iPhone, which is not a cheap gift in itself. And a brand new like iPhone 13, 14 is like well over $1,000. Buying him clothes, buying him food, buying him the new gaming computer. That's not cheap either. And the last big gift that I know about is the car. I mean, where do you go after you buy somebody a doggone car? A house? She doesn't have that kind of money. She really doesn't have it. She doesn't. Like She has outlived her usefulness for Salah and whoever else might be involved in this deal. She went from being a profitable problem to just a problem. And I feel like Salah's going to let her go if he hasn't already.
It doesn't matter, you know? But like, how am I, I've never, do you know how many messages I get a day from men who are, I can tell they're phony? Like, and they just want, like, I know what.
Well, aren't you supposed to be married? Isn't it forbidden for you to talk to men outside your marriage, Shantal?
Freaking romance scammer is, okay? Like, I really don't get it. How, if you're insinuating that my marriage is, I mean, I've proven millions of times, like everything, like we're like, okay, what would he be scamming me for? Citizenship. We're not going to Canada. You know what I mean? Money. I've never given him money. Like, yeah, we've shared money, like for things. We're married. Like, it's so weird to me.
See, I feel Salah he's not going for the quick hit. He's not going for the quick hit of, I'm going to get a few $1,000s out of her and then bolt. Oh no, he's playing a long con on her. Like, if I stick with this one, if I put up with this one, she's going to pay the rent on the villa. She's going to pay for the food. She's paying for the car. We might take the occasional trip together and she'll pay for it out of pocket. Like, he's getting more out of her by doing the long con than if he did the quick hit.
Like, how? But one was like, why I would be the.
All right, so moving on. Jack of Hearts says, we all know rule number one. Yeah, rule number one is Shantal lies. I'm unsure if many understand the extent of her lies. Foodie Beauty is not just a liar. She's a compulsive liar. Why would she feel the need to lie about something so little and stupid? Shantal says nobody sent a care package while grinning. Shantal, what? Shantal says nobody sent a care package while grinning. Shantal magically owns what appears to be a brand new mask she found in her bag. Stinky shows up in her chat towards the end and asks her if she got the package. Shantal plays dumb and denies. Shantal then blocks Stinky again. Who's Stinky? Is that one of her viewers? So if no package came, where'd the mask come from, cutie? Literally nothing at all that comes from her mouth can be believed, ever. Literally absolutely nothing. Because we see something happen, she's probably lying. Because this is by far the dumbest thing to lie about and is incredibly insignificant. What does she gain by lying? She gets the thrill of, oh, I'm fooling them and they don't know the truth. I mean, it's a silly game, but it's one that Shantal insists on playing. I think what's going on between her and Salad is bigger than we think. If she's willing to lie and not blab, there's something juicy going on. Because if you lie about the little things, you're definitely going to work double time to hide the big things. Yeah, but Shantal likes to lie. So let's look here, like what's going on here. Oh, so, okay, now I see who Stinky is. It's Stinky Durian. I bought, oh, so the Stinky Durian was telling her the other day they bought her a mask, hand sanitizer, a roller cart for your 7-Eleven trips. They bought her all that stuff just to be nice to Shantal. And lo and behold, Shantal comes up with a new mask. And we all know that Shantal is not going to go out and buy a mask. She's not that courteous. So I guess you got the care package, Shantal. So why not just say thank you for the care package and acknowledge the person who sent it to you? Don't be rude. Nana Spike T says, since it's no biggie to her, I'll ask because I'm just curious, like every human being. Oh, hey, Foodie, is Salad really gay? I don't care if Salad is gay. It's no business of mine. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Well, of course, in his culture, it's a big no-no, but you know. And the reason why people are putting the question on Shantal is because of what she said about, oh, Lordy, it's Jordy. Although, as I stated in the last react, a person's sexual identity, or it's nobody's business, first of all, and it has nothing to do with being a reactor. But Chantal's trying to use somebody perhaps being gay, because I don't know Jordy's orientation. It's not for me to know, and it's not for me to care. But trying to use it as an insult. At the same time, once upon a time during Pride Week, she claimed to be gay, even though she never has been gay. She's not even bi because she hates other women, but trying to use that as a sort of way to dig at, oh Lordy, it's Jordy. Mrs. Robinson says, seems like Kuwait said no visa for you, cutie. Get this is in the current live. Let's watch.
Change it though. If I do change, I'm still here, Drago, because I have a return date on my ticket, and I might have to. I'm gonna change it though. If I do change it, it's gonna be even longer. You know, the only I by an extra week. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, so here's a thought that just jumped in my head. What if Shantal knows she can't go back to Kuwait? What if she knows she can't go back to Kuwait? And that's why she's just like hanging in Thailand. Because in Thailand, she can get a cheap motel or hotel room and there's cheap food. Like she's in Thailand because she knows she can't go back to Kuwait. I think she knows. And she doesn't want to say it. She doesn't want to say, I can't go back to Kuwait. I can't go back to Salah. It's over. So she's trying to find the cheapest place to live for the meantime.
Who cares? Let's just live in the now. The future's stressing me out. Yeah, because like, I feel like I have to learn a lesson right now or something.
You kind of do. There's a whole bunch of lessons you should have learned a long time ago. That's the problem with you, Shantal. You don't learn. You are very resistant and stubborn to change. There's a whole lot of lessons you need to learn, but you don't want to learn it because you want to stay with the familiar, you know? You want to stay with what's familiar. It's easy to stay with what's familiar than to start something new. Anything new scares you. But there's lessons to be learned here.
While I'm here. Like, how to be alone and not miserable. How to eat like
Well, one of the key components to being alone and not be miserable is you've got to enjoy your own company. I mean, I spend a lot of time alone, Shantal. If you want to do alone well, you've got to enjoy your own company. You've got to be comfortable with yourself. If you're not comfortable with yourself, you will never be comfortable being alone. You'll always try to use other people and other things as distractions. But if you can be alone and be at peace, it's a lot easier.
like normal. Like, I feel like I have so many things to repair. I don't even know where to start.
Yep, and that's part of her problem, y'all. That's part of her doggone problem. Her problem is, I'm sure there have been moments where Chantal has looked at her life and thought, what would it take to fix everything? And then she starts thinking about it, and like the mountain just starts growing in front of her, and she's like, whoa, there's way too much going on here. I've done too much damage, and it would take a lot to repair it. What would it take to fix Chantal? She would have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in therapy, all kinds of therapy, psychotherapy, psychiatry, sessions for drug addiction, for food addiction, for her obsession with food. It would take her at least 3 years of committed lifestyle change to lose like 300 pounds and get her just back down to 200. She needs to, whatever's going on inside of her body, like trying to fix whatever health problems she can. She might have permanent damage that she cannot reverse. So just work with whatever it is she can manage and fix. Dental work. She needs serious dental work. Her teeth are falling apart. It would take her years and thousands of dollars that she doesn't have to kind of put her in workable condition again. Like the longer she lets this go on, the worse things get and the more expensive it would be to fix even half the problems she's got going on. And she knows it. And so she looks at the hill, which becomes a mountain of the things that she's done and the damage that she's caused. And she looks at it, she goes, oh, that mountain is too high to climb. I think I'll just give up. That's her attitude. I'm going to give up. I'm not going to just get a shovel and take little scoops of dirt out of that mountain little at a time until it no longer exists. She just sees the huge mountain in front of her and says, nope, nope, too much. It would take too long to fix it. She wants everything now. She wants everything fixed right now. She doesn't want to take her time and be patient and focus on the reward for all the work done is freedom. Freedom to move around, freedom to be happy, freedom to go where I want to go. And I don't need assistance and I don't need a caretaker. Freedom of good health. I can breathe easier. I can breathe better. I can actually exercise. Freedom to have friends, actual friends, go out and do things. There's all kinds of rewards to be had. She's not interested because it would take too long to get there. Kelly says, so Foodie said they're probably going to extend her sorry vacation a little longer. Any guesses why? Because she can't get back in. Y'all lean in. This is interesting from Bex Sassy Bear. Salah's not going to Bangkok, but we'll be going to Spain. Y'all look at this. Thank you for capturing this, Bex. So let's look here. Oh, doggone it. All right. Where is Salah? Okay, so here's the chat. And Salah is saying, I am going to Spain. He's not going to Thailand with his wife. He's going to Spain. What's he going to Spain for, Salah? What about your wife? She's in Thailand. She's not feeling good. Why don't you go see your wife? Your alleged wife. I mean, Thailand is nowhere near Spain. So why are you going in the opposite direction? So Shantal lied to us and said, oh, he'll be coming to Thailand soon, and then we can go out and do all kinds of things for the Beezers. And then here he is in chat saying that he is traveling. He's just going to Spain. The last tarot reading that I did for the two of them, like the second to last, I think it was, I told y'all, like I felt like they were traveling, but it was going to be different this time. There was something funky going on with the traveling, and it looks like this is why. Like she went to one place, he's going to another place. So he's done, Shantal. He's so done. He's so over your crap. Why can't you just tell us that it's over? I mean, even if you're not going home to Canada, which is fine, you can stay in Thailand a little bit longer and try to figure things out. But he's so done with you. You are not a profitable problem. You're now just a problem. He wants to go live his life. But you're not ready to tell us what really is going on. But it's time to let him go. Okay? He's been no good for your channel, no good for your content. A lot of the Beezers don't like him. He gave nothing to your channel. Just let him go, bro. Just let him go. Just say, hey, it is over. I'm not going back to Kuwait. I'm not going back there. Why do you insist on lying to us? Especially when Salah is in chat saying he's going to Spain. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, this is Pulpy Syntax. Hi, Pulpy. Great reactor. Really great. I love him. All right. So Pulpy's going to read her to filth. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
I'm here for Pulpy reading her to filth.
I mean, your mama to me is different because he doesn't talk about the same people. He talks about like everybody, and he's funny. Like he has talent. Like he could probably be a comedian, honestly. But like the others, like if there was like a normal guy and like I call it beast drama. Like why would you?
What do you mean a normal guy? What do you mean by that, Shantal? What do you mean normal? A normal guy? What's a
Tell her, Pulpy. Tell her.
normal guy? What's your average guy? Tell me about guys, Shantal. Please, I would love to be educated.
Yeah, go ahead and tell Pulpy all about the guys. Come on, Shantal. Like, go further. Come on, give some details. What you consider normal. What do you mean by that? I would love to hear the definition as well, Pulpy.
There's like if there was like a normal guy and like I call it beast drama. Like why would you? Like why? It's so unattractive.
Why? Why do I watch this? All right, let me tell you, as a normal guy, because I consider myself a pretty normal guy, regardless of who I'm interested in. And just for the record, Shantal, you bigot, I am a gay man. And unfortunately, I do have some crossover with my relationship with food, and that gave me a lot of sympathy towards your cause. Now I think you're a terrible fucking monster, and like just hate. Not hate, because that's too much energy. I know.
You know what, Chantal? Like, there's all kinds of reactors to you in girl world. Everybody's got a different style, a different personality. That's one of the beautiful things about girl world. It's full of intelligent people, funny people, comical people, informative people. And more coming all the time. It's not just the reactors, it's the audience too, because I've been in many a chat where, you know, the audience is just, you know, they quick firing out those quick replies and making everybody else laugh. So there's all kinds of us out there. But you know you've gone too far when the calmer reactors that, you know, they take the calmer approach to you and to things. And you say things that really just push the buttons. Like Pulpy is, everybody loves Pulpy, the way everybody loves milk tea. They're very, very calm reactors. And you just say some offensive things and you just push that button. And I agree with Pulpy. And like one of the main reasons why I started reacting to you is because I knew of your problem with food, and I've had a similar problem. Actually, I had BED. You don't have BED, even though you claim to have it. You just have a food addiction. So, you know, same neighborhood, not same house, though. Not same house, just in the same neighborhood, though. But I was watching you, and I saw things that you were doing that I'm like, hang on. I recognize what's going on here, and I wanted to react to you and inform people of what was going on, like the deeper levels of it. And that's where I got started. And I've always tried to speak from a place of sense, but sometimes, Chantal, you even push my buttons. And right now you're pushing Pulpy's, and shame on you. Don't do that.
Nothing you. I pity you, actually. I feel terrible because you live such an awful life. Such an awful life. You're married to a loophole husband who doesn't love you. Your favorite movie is Dumb and Dumber, which is fine, but you legitimately quote it to each other in some kind of romantic ritual, which just boggles my mind. I don't think you have an intelligent conversation between the two of you, and I don't think you have the capability of having an intelligent conversation, because I think your most like interesting topic of chat is like how bubbly your farts are that day. I think you're a bad
I love you, Pulpy. You're so good.
person. I watch you because I find it entertaining to watch a dumpster fire basically careening down a hill into an early ditch. No offense, I don't wish that upon you. But since you're not caring about your health at all, I'm just seeing it all end pretty early. And again, that's morbid curiosity for you. I'm not a fan.
All right.
I'm not a fan. But it is an interesting story. That's just the perspective of a normal guy who happens to also be gay.
Chantal, you can pick yourself up off the floor now. I know that Pulpy just put you there, but you can get off the floor now. He read you down to the floorboards. You're tore up from the floor up it, and you're down there in it because you really ticked Pulpy off. See, this is why you don't tick off the calm reactors. Just because we're quiet doesn't mean we don't have things to say. I love that you said all that, Pulpy. I listen to you all day. Okay, so Psych Wizard says a true master is an eternal student. Correct. Because you never stop learning in life. Even if you're good at something, you never stop learning and stopping yourself from being better. All right, so that's it. That is all for the stuff on Twitter. So let's just stop the screen and go on to her live. And we're going to jump around a lot because you know how boring she is. And yes, for those who are wondering, am I looking around for other locales? Yes, I am. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff to do today, so I can't devote 2 or 3 hours to looking around for the locale. Somebody on my channel recommended, oh goodness, something Adobe. I like her content. I might react to it. She seemed like a lovely person because you can do a reaction and it doesn't have to be a negative one to a negative person. I would like to bring some positive reactions here. Some really interesting people. So I might check out her content and do a react or two of that today. But in the meantime, let's get the dumpster fire out of the way. All right, so take it away, Shantal.
Oh. Buttercup.
And Chantal's been doing this thing lately where she disables the chat. I don't know why, but she's doing that a lot. This stream was done 9 hours ago. So the chat portion of this should have showed up already. She's disabling it for some reason. Boo, Chantal, boo. I like to include the comments in with the reacts, and you're just disabling it. Boo. Tomatoes, boo.
Thank you, Erica's, for the tips. Sounds delicious. Yeah. I would like some vegetarian pad thai because I love God and Adam and Eve. What does Adam and Eve have to do with pad thai? You feel a raging coming? Oh, hold on. Just wait.
Yeah, this was the part that I'm like, why is she wearing a mask? I guess she's wearing a mask because she's ill. Nobody knows exactly what's wrong with her. It could be a simple cold. It could be flu. It could be something beyond that, but she's got the mask on.
Is it okay if I stay in the room? Thank you. Let me just put my mask.
Excuse me.
Yeah. How can I put? I need to make like. Hold on, guys. Sick. I'm not going out. It's hot out there. I don't feel too well. They don't care.
I'm telling you, Chantal, if you're looking for a way to feel better, because I honestly don't know how sick you are or with what, because it sounds like it's all in here, in your chest. If you've got some kind of chest cold or throat cold, an easy way to get some of that stuff out of your throat is to take a hot shower. For some reason, you don't like water. You're allergic to water. But getting into the shower, just turning on the hot water and just letting the steam fill up your throat, fill up your lungs, it moisturizes your lungs and it helps to move that phlegm around. I don't know why you're not doing it. You've got access to a doggone shower. Why aren't you using it?
Why do I have a mask? Because I'm sick. Hello, Ted.
I would think if she's feeling sick, like she's feeling like mad icky, why wouldn't you want to wash all that stuff off? It makes you sleep better when you're clean.
But it's like really hard to breathe. Let's see. This is how you're supposed to order it, I guess. Hello. Yeah, Sophie, that's what I want to do. You know, I want to do less of sealing. Like, there's going to be a time for sealing, and there's going to be a time for action, you know? Because, like, I find, like, I don't know. If I'm even
Look, no. Before she got sick, she was in Thailand and Kuwait. How much activity did she do in Kuwait? How much? What all did we see of Kuwait? Granted, you can't show a whole lot of things over there because you got to be very careful about the buildings and stuff that you film. You can't really show people. It's very restrictive. But still, as far as her activity level, what did we see? Not much. The bigger she gets, the less she wants to be around people. She doesn't like people looking at her. And now that she's in Thailand, she remembers when she goes out in public, people whip out their camera phones. She doesn't want that either. She put herself in a position where she wants to be the biggest spectacle on YouTube, but she's very uncomfortable and very embarrassed to be the biggest spectacle in real life. She doesn't want to face the people that are looking at her. She's only comfortable if they look at her online where she doesn't have to look at them right back and see their reactions to her.
when I do something small, it like I feel good. I feel accomplished, you know. Hello, Millie.
But why don't you do something small? You're in your room and it looks a mess. Instead of putting on your makeup, why don't you show people, look, I'm working on my activity levels. I'm working on my stamina. I'm still sick, but I'm going to make an effort to clean my room and clean myself. Just set the camera up and show yourself cleaning your room, putting stuff away, and then take a nice hot shower and feel better.
Yeah, they're in here cleaning. They're just the daily room turning. But yesterday I didn't have it for like 2 days because I was sick and it wasn't too bad in here. Just like, you know, Newfie girl, because I got sick while I was in another country. Like, I left my country, I was healthy. I got sick in another country. Yes, a morning routine will make you feel, honestly, so much better. Like, I woke up today and I was like, okay, you know, clean yourself up, take care of your hygiene. You feel really good being refreshed. You know, have some coffee, have something good to eat, do whatever, like, you know. Um, you just don't feel good doing it, like, just, you know, I don't know. So, yeah. Nice, Ghostface.
But she's not really going to say much as long as the maid is there. You know, she's going to feel less shy. Oh, wait. So the person was cleaning the room and she decided to go down and get her food.
Nobody cares about that moron Jordy. Jordy. Nobody cares.
Oh God. You know what? You know what I love? Do you know what I absolutely adore? The fact that this one, she's so forgetful. Our girl, she's so forgetful. I love the fact that Shantal is so forgetful and she forgets that every time she brings up a name, all she's doing is helping their channel grow. So every time she says something about, oh Lordy, it's Jordy, she's helping his channel grow. Because there's lots of people on her channel that do not like her. They are subscribed and they do the hate watching. So if she talks mad trash about a reactor or a person, they're going to immediately sub up to that person. You know, like her whole thing with FFG. She hates French Fried Girl, but yet she mentions her a lot. And all that does is help French Fried Girl's channel grow. Like every single time I've seen her talk about somebody, whoever that somebody is, they get a bunch of subs overnight. Just because Shantal said, I can't stand this person, they suck. So keep talking about Jordy, Shantal. Keep doing it. Keep helping him grow his channel.
There's Island Dragonfly.
You know, I'm kind of chuckling right now. I'm chuckling because A, that's not a proper mask. That is a cloth mask. It does help. What I'm chuckling, and forgive me for saying this, for those of you that are eating right now or drinking right now, just stop eating for a second. I'm just warning you. What's making me happy right now is Chantal having her mask on, and we know that she doesn't brush her teeth, so she's smelling her own stinky breath. You're welcome. See, aren't you glad I told you to stop eating when I said that? See how much I love y'all.
Yeah, good one, real time. Scram. Imagine. My smell and taste have gone away this year for some other reason. Huh. We want Timu Hall. Yes. Soon.
You know, the fact that she's one person alone in that room, and the person who is cleaning the room is taking that long to clean the room for one person tells me a lot. If Chantal were keeping the room somewhat tidy, they could come in, straighten up a few things within like 5 or 6 minutes and be done. The fact that they're still there cleaning up after her tells me the place is messy.
Soon. 6 times. Wow.
Chantal, if you want the maids to come in and out and be done quickly, clean up your mess. The cleaner you keep the place, the quicker they can get in and out.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better, Melanie. You won 5K, Stephanie. You're buying a Hermes.
Okay, does she take the mask off?
The door when they leave. It is a bit uncomfortable, yeah. But, I mean, I'm on a couch. They don't clean here on the couch. So it's like a wipeable couch. It doesn't need to be clean, really. And
But how can they clean the couch anyway if you're sitting on it? You said, can I stay here while you clean? And you sat on the couch. So how can they clean it if you're sitting on it, Chantal?
Sit here, I don't know. I don't want to way out.
Oh, what happened? Please tell me you have your mask on when you go to get your food. You know, I have to wonder what the hotel staff says about this one. You know, because the maids come in and out and they notice things like the fact that her bathroom towels never get touched. There's garbage everywhere. The room probably reeks. She never leaves the room. And she's always ordering takeout. You have to wonder what the gossip is. They're probably all wondering what exactly is she going to leave. If she is not allowed entry back into Kuwait, I have a feeling that Chantal's going to stay for as long as possible in Thailand. Like she just wants to find somewhere and hole up until they absolutely kick her out. And I feel the same thing is going to happen in Thailand. Like she's going to stay until the very, very last day. And then if she has to go home to Canada, she will. But she's going to stick around in Thailand until they tell her, you need to go home.
Whoops. I dropped my pad thai. Call in the bin.
Out of breath, just going to get her food.
It's a weird insult. If you're not from French Canada, you probably never heard it. Call in the bin. Okay.
Out of breath. Oh my God. I only sound like that when I take my bike ride. And that's because I got to go up and down hills on a 10 speed with about 10, 15 pounds of food in my backpack. And she's sounding like that. And all she did was walk downstairs and use the elevator.
Let's have some fruit first. Wow. Nah. Yeah, pad thai for sure. I love it.
And no, I'm not watching her eat. There might be nuggets of information in between the bites, but I'm not that invested in her eating.
Okay.
Although I do think it's rather strange that for as sick as Shantal is portraying to all of us, her appetite is perfectly fine. And during this period of being sick, she's still advertising her cameos. So how are you allegedly sick and still doing cameos too? Wouldn't you being sick affect your ability to do cameos?
Okay, I'm going to use the washroom.
So what do we got going on here? Remember, she's one person in a room. She's the only person staying here. Like that, because she's living alone for the time being, it should be super simple to keep this room clean. It should take the maid or maids exactly like 2 minutes to straighten everything up. And those towels, these towels right here, have not moved. Why haven't they moved? What is going on that they're not moving? Shantal, come on, take a shower. If not for your benefit, from the people in the hotel, they did nothing wrong to deserve that kind of assault on the nose senses.
Yeah, I always see like TikToks, like advertising, because it depends what country you're in, right? So now I see all Thai things, and there's a lot of 7-Eleven advertisements. And yeah, Miss Chad, nice. I know, I have to get back to reading it. Zaft is juice. Ah, Beetlezaft, Beetlezaft. International Beeson. So I always see these ads for this like skincare from 7-Eleven in these pouches. Last time I came here, I bought a whole bunch of face masks. They don't irritate my skin, but they don't.
Shantal, I don't know who's in your ear these days. I don't know if you have a feedie that's giving you money behind the scenes. I suspect you do. Maybe more than a couple. I don't know who's encouraging you to do the seal position and lay down during your streams, but can you just please stop that? It looks so sloppy, so unprofessional. This is not only hams where you're doing it in private because the fees are asking you to. This is a public platform. When you do this on a public platform during a live, you know what you're saying to your audience? I have no energy. I'm feeling lazy. I don't want to do anything. Like, how is it that you don't do much and yet you don't even have the energy to sit up and talk to people? You're just lounging about. This is not cute.
Really do much, I guess. Oh my gosh, yeah, right? Echoes Metaverse. Beatles aft. We're gonna go see Beetlejuice, right, sweet love?
I guess Salah's in the chat. Maybe the reason why Shantal disabled the chat is because of the comment that Salah said he's going to Spain. Maybe she didn't like that. Maybe that was too revealing. Whatever the case, she disabled the chat again.
I feel like Salah, when he first started watching the movie, of course he fell asleep because he always does. But after he finally got to watch, like the first half, he was like, I don't know if he was feeling it, but then, as the movie went on, I think it grew on him.
What is that stuff that Chantal's always smelling? It kind of looks like a Vicks vapor rub, like when you get sick and you put the vapor rub on your chest or something. Like, but she's always like smelling it as if I don't know. Is she getting high off of it? What is that stuff? Like she'll grab it and like just periodically just sniff it. What does that do for her? Can somebody explain that to me?
Yeah, I have traveled to the east coast of Canada. So when I was finished Katima Vic, the volunteer program, I was in Emerald.
I don't know if that's like a thing to help loosen up the phlegm or mucus in your throat, in your lungs, and help you breathe. Maybe, but the Vicks Vapor Rub that I know about, you don't sit there and and take tokes off of it, for God's sake.
Living in Emerald, PEI, Prince Edward Island. And you had the choice they pay your ticket home or they give you the money equivalent. So my mom and stepdad and my little sister at the time, they decided to come pick me up. And liver spots, like Mr. Burns.
Is she talking about childhood stuff again? Because I'm not here for that either. It's so sad that she's in Thailand and yet she has to resort to childhood stuff to talk about. Shantal, recently I did a tarot reading on Denise's finger. And I did it just for fun, because people were bugging me for no less than 6 months to do a reading on Denise's finger. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? It's a freaking finger. How am I going to do tarot card readings on a finger? It's literally pointless. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to have like a little fun tarot story time. So I did, and everybody had a good time with it. I mean, if you want to be entertaining, if you want to be funny, there's all kinds of ways to do it. You just got to figure out a way. But laying in a bed with your big old head on the headboard, putting a dent in it, doing the seal thing, it is not entertaining. This is you testing the boundaries of how little you can do and make money on YouTube. Like you're always testing that boundary of like, I want to be lazy and I want to get away with doing as little as possible and still make money. So how little can I do today?
Yeah, they drove. So like to go from Ontario all the way to PEI, you have to drive through, I think, Quebec, New Brunswick.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. You're in Thailand. Talk about that.
Yukon, Northwest Territory, Nunavut.
Oh, she left again?
Justin Feeder. Is that what you guys are calling her? You guys are friggin'... You guys are so quick and inventive with your nicknames for things. Except for, like, me. I find
and again, as I said earlier, Shantal, sometimes people come up with names for things or terms for things because there's different parts of different things going on YouTube that's just way too dark. Like the fact that Amberlynn Reed is with somebody that she's got kind of a darker history we got to make light jokes and make light of it to make it more palatable for people. Because, you know, Amber being with a feedy person is dark. And you being in Thailand and being sick and being by yourself and not caring about your health and eating a whole bunch of sugar and salt, knowing that anything could happen to you, that's dark also.
We'll come up with a stupid name. Remember when people used to call me Flobby Bobby?
You still do. What are you talking about? I call you Fraudy Beauty because that's exactly what you are. You're a fraud. You're a fake beauty with your filters, Fraudy.
Isn't even remotely similar to Foodie Beauty. So stupid.
Well, you're neither a foodie nor a beauty. So your name is fake all the way around.
And what,
Flobby Bobby sounds more appropriate and more true than foodie beauty. Because you ain't a foodie girl and you ain't no beauty. You got an ugly soul. You can't be a beauty with an ugly soul. God don't like ugly.
what does a Bobby mean? What? Who cares? Like, what? How is that insulting?
Well, you called FFG an egg on legs, so.
So dumb, wallah. Ooh, yeah, I'm so insulted. You called me Bobby. You're about to. Yes, that's the best feeling, Melly. Enjoy. Doesn't that sound stupid? Stupid.
It makes people laugh.
My grandma hated that word. She hated when I swore or did anything not good.
See, there she goes again. She got to sniff that stuff. Why? Is there something in it, y'all, that it makes her feel a rush? Is that what? I don't know. I'm just, it looks weird to me. Like her reaching for that jar and sniffing it like it's doing something for her.
You can do all the voices. Voice acting? I would love to. Yeah, that was like one of the first things people called me. People have been calling me.
Like, why doesn't she take a little bit of, I guess it's like the gel or whatever it is in there and put it right beneath her nose? That way, if it's the fumes that are helping her breathe, it's right there. So she doesn't have to keep opening the jar and sticking her entire face in it.
Yeah, they call me Chucky. People have been calling me names for my whole life. Let me see what some of the meaner names I used to get called as a kid. Ricky Lake. No, ignoring hate, just growing as a person. It just teaches you a lot of things.
It just taught you nothing.
Things that,
I mean, like, Shantal, let's discuss you for a moment. You, over the course of time, many times over, you've used the fact that you go live and you do videos and you have a channel as a way to get back at people in your past that have probably forgotten about you, people that you worked with, guys that you slept with. You'll tell the most awful stories about them. Like, I remember the one story you told about going to work at a phone call center or something, and you came into work and you were dressed inappropriately for your job. You had on a short skirt and you had on a thong. And the manager of the place, she told you can't dress like that. You're dressed inappropriately, which anybody else anywhere else would have done in that situation. But you were angry at her because she was telling you are not dressed for the professional workplace. You're dressing like a skank. And she's like, you got to go home and fix your stuff. You were mad at her for pointing out you were dressed inappropriately. And you proceeded to tell the story and paint her as the villain of the story when she wasn't. She was just somebody at a job doing her job.
Like, I didn't learn in high school being bullied, but things that I find I learn now being bullied online. You know what I mean?
Nobody bullies you. Nobody goes into your live chat and bullies you. That's the narrative you try to paint to your beezers so that they're on your side. But no reactor goes into your live chat and messes with you, Shantal. But you make a point to go into other people's live chats where you are not wanted nor invited with your little sock accounts and you go into people's comment sections and on their community posts and all of that. You like to harass people. At the same time, you yell and scream, people are harassing me. No, it's the other way around. You have a pattern of always trying to paint yourself a victim. At the same time, you're a predator. You like to hurt people. You like to be mean to people, but you don't want other people to notice those traits about you. So let's go the opposite way and say that I'm a victim so that nobody thinks that I'm an evil, rotten biatch, that I'm going after people. But as long as I paint this picture over here, they're not going to see this picture over there.
Babe, yeah, I know. I know, right? Like animals, exactly. All day animals. Whoa, my machine was my CPAP. I'm just reading this. Made in Singapore.
You know, speaking of the CPAP, I doubt the CPAP is very effective these days for Shantal. Uh, she doesn't clean her machine daily or weekly. The last time that she showed us the pipes, they were dirty and filthy. They were nearly black inside. I guess to prevent mold inside her machine, she doesn't use water. She doesn't want the extra cleanup. When it comes to a CPAP, you have to do sleep studies and you got to get it recalibrated to make sure you're getting the proper pressure during your sleep. Also, your CPAP machine could be very valuable to let you know if you have sleep apnea and you've stopped breathing during the night. Chantal, I don't think she's had her CPAP machine serviced in years. So if that's the case, that would explain part of the reason why she's not getting any sleep, because her machine has not been serviced or looked at. It's not been recalibrated for her weight. So she's not getting the sleep that she needs to get. She just keeps ignoring the problem and ignoring it rather than do something about it. Like I had a male roommate that he had a CPAP machine. He made sure to keep it clean. The hoses had to be cleaned. Fresh water, filtered water. He checked the stuff, the readings every day to see if he did stop breathing. Chantal doesn't do none of that. She's trying to use it like an oxygen machine.
It makes it easier to handle online bullying if you're used to it. Yeah, corn. Hi, Christina B. But for me, I have such an a lot of people don't have the same emotional attachment to animals that some people do, you know? Trying to be fruitarian.
I think you got a selfish soul and a selfish brain, Chantal. You don't want to care about people and you don't want to care about animals, but you want everybody and everything to care about you and be concerned for you. You refuse to give what you expect from others. And then you wonder why those, when they do give it, they eventually get exhausted and walk away from you. It's because after a while, they catch on to how selfish you really are. They get tired and they're like, I've had enough, and they walk away.
I don't think fruitarians will argue it's enough nutrition. Personally, probably not. Nowadays, most fruits are not really grown, you know, like the soils are contaminated now with the trees they grow on and stuff. Too much sugar.
She spends entirely too much time talking about food.
Cream cheese, veggies, salt, pepper, Old Bay. Yum, that sounds good. Y'all are making me hungry. Please go. Yeah, I know. It is easy to pass out with bad breathing. So I'm just relaxing. Maybe I would say, based on how I get sick in the past, I'd say probably another 2 days I should be able to breathe. Probably well enough. I want to wait till I'm not contagious so that I don't have to wear a mask because I can't breathe. Like, I honestly can't.
And you know what? As much as I don't want to see her in that hotel room, I rarely agree with Shantal. Rarely. But I do agree with her staying in her room and staying away from other people because it's not nice when you know you're sick, to purposely get around others. If you can get away with not being around people, then don't do it. So I agree with her being in her room for the next 2 days. Get past that contagious stage. The thing is, she doesn't know if it's a cold or a flu or the vid. She needs to find out because depending on what's going on there depends on the incubation stage for the virus and when she's safe to go out and be around people. She needs to figure that out.
Patricia,
Spend $15 on a test, Shantal. Spend $15 on a test just to make sure that you don't have the vid. Spend the $15.
I don't get electrolytes, but my water, the drinking water I bought, tastes salty, so it must have like minerals in it.
Why does she keep smelling that stuff? It's so irritating. Just take a little bit and put it on right above your top lip.
Get to the pharmacy. You get 4 little small pieces of meat for the same price you can buy match booths.
Still talking about food. God, shut up with the food already.
That's like the generic name of the main ingredient, I think.
Okay, she's getting boring and I don't care anymore. I got to go ride to the store and get some food and get some supplies, and then I got to do my laundry. So we're just going to cut it off here. I've got way too much to do to sit there and hang on to her every word. There's not much to listen to anyway. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. I'm going to check on Shantal's other live when I get back, see what's going on there. And if it's worthy of reacting to, then I will react to it. If not, I'll just leave it alone. And I'll also be checking on other locales as well because I'm all about reacting to other people. And I'm really interested in that person, Adobe, like she's doing the van life. I want to do some positive reactions for y'all. What do y'all think about that? Would that be something you guys are interested in? Because this person, Birdie, she seems like a really awesome person. I would love to introduce y'all to Birdie. So that's it for this one, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.